Missoula County Attorney needs to have the proper combination of experience, leadership, and vision to take that office in an entirely new direction. I've been an attorney for almost 20 years. I am the mother of 4 kids, ranging in age from 5 years old to 25, if you can believe it. I can't. My daughter's getting married next month. My son Gabriel is 20. Lost my son Samuel in an accident a few years ago, and then my youngest guy Finn is 5. I remain very close to my siblings and parents. My parents are 3rd generation Montanans, I'm 4th, and my kids are 5th generation Western Montanans. My parents, who live in Sealy Lake, and some of you may know them, instilled very strong values in all of us, which have served me well in law and in life. Those values include work hard, pay attention to what matters, and be kind. I got my first real job when I was 15, though I'd been working in the family's tire shop and on my uncle's ranch since I was 11. I'm actually more proud to say that I started my first colt when I was 12. I thought I was really good with horses. Turns out I just had a really good horse. Bought my first house when I was 20. I was a fixer-upper. I was a single mom all through undergraduate and most of law school. I started out working in a restaurant as a single parent. There was a professor who kind of scooped me up. She was this great woman attorney from Chicago who took me under her wing and convinced me that I needed to come to paralegal school, and then she convinced me that I needed to go to law school, which had never occurred to me until that point in my life. I've always had lots of odd jobs around my parenting schedule through most of college and law school, and that really taught me the importance of studying and working efficiently and qualitatively, values that underscore my work as a lawyer and as a manager. I worked as a prosecutor in the county attorney's office for 18 years, and I developed systematic plans. I started teaching for the National District Attorneys Association only 3 years out of law school. Love the teaching part of that job. I've worked on legislation every session since I've been a prosecutor, tightening loopholes to better protect victims of sexual and violent crime. I left in 2012 and opened up a very successful, dynamic private practice. It's thriving and I enjoy that. Since then, I've also worked extensively with the Department of Justice and making recommendations to the department. And I've had the distinct honor and privilege of representing Jordan Johnson in the case that the Missoula County Attorney's Office brought against him last year, in which he was acquitted. So thank you for your support, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Kirsten. She ran 4 seconds over. Josh Van Wetering.
Thank you. I bring to the county attorney's race 2 very important things: broad experience and a fresh perspective. I also thank you, all of you, for showing up, excuse me, and for the group for putting on this event, especially on what is a truly spectacularly beautiful day out there. I appreciate everyone's civic-mindedness to come in here. I am a native of Missoula. I grew up here in Missoula, or that way in Missoula. My parents were both professors at the University of Montana, so when the time came for me to go to college and law school, there was no way I was going to go anywhere near the University of Montana. I went to the University of Colorado, also a mountain town, graduated with honors in 1990 and graduated from the University of Colorado Law School in 1993 and immediately came back to Montana. I've been a lawyer for nearly 21 years. I started out as a prosecutor in the Cascade County Attorney's Office. I went to the Yellowstone County Attorney's Office for 2 years and finally made it home to Missoula, where I was a deputy county attorney here in Missoula for 2 years when Marie started her practice. From there, I went to the United States Attorney's Office as a prosecutor. I got a job there and was very honored to have done so. In the United States Attorney's Office here in Missoula, which is a division of the U.S. Department of Justice, I prosecuted primarily narcotics trafficking organizations operating throughout the Northwest, throughout the United States really, and some international I also presided over the office's election fraud issues, did a number of immigration cases, and handled some forfeiture stuff, as well as worked on some murder cases and a handful of other things. In 2008, I left the United States Attorney's Office, opened up my own practice, Wetering and Kirsten, where we do probably 70%. I do kind of high-end federal white-collar defense, as well as administrative actions before boards of the state of Montana. It's that broad experience outside of the office that I think is significant to what's happening in the office today. I'm sure you've all read or heard about issues in the county attorney's office. My experience as a prosecutor outside of the office, as a lawyer in civil practice, I've handled cases in the multi-million-dollar range. I've taught at the law school for 13 years. I've taught trial advocacy to federal prosecutors. That outside experience and outside perspective, I submit, is what the county attorney's office needs now, given the problems that it has. I have the relevant experience, but I do not have the entanglement that comes with having run that office or been part of that office during the time the United States Department of Justice has identified there are serious problems, or during the time that we have serious problems on the civil side. I have the criminal experience, I have the civil experience. I thank you for your support.
Thank you, Josh.